Yeah.
I feel great, I feel fantastic. You know, I feel like for me it's a great opportunity. You know, I feel like there's no way I can lose in a sense. Even if I lose the actual fight, it's not the end of the world. I'm fighting Jose Aldo. Yeah, I feel pretty confident. Look, in the end, he's a human being. He's gonna get tired like a human being. He bleeds like a human being. Yeah, a punch because the gloves. So it kind of like frees up my mindset where, oh, I just have to go out there and do my best, which is the spot you always kind of want to be in.
That's what I found is right. Who does things? My coach. Do you know Mark Holes?
Yeah, of course. I started working with a mindset coach. Like I had won 4 fights straight in the UFC without him. And then I had him for the Pedro Munoz fight. And I loved it, man. I thought it was really good. Like I had never felt so comfortable before the fight. I've been at it for a long time, and I feel like that's really what I was missing. So now we really got the chance to put it all together. Round 3 was kind of like did I drop him? You know what's funny is that over the time, because like I started training at TriStar when I was in high school, I got to see like 2 different generations, and now my 3rd generation. So the one above me, mine, and the one below me. And the common thing I see throughout the 3 is that the training itself is not the hardest part. Iron sharpens iron. You have to be a really good teammate. One of the reasons why I feel like TriStar lasted over the years is because we have the really good like team atmosphere where we have each other's backs. GSP and Frost really made sure of that. So my training regimen now, it's every morning at 11 we start training. I get there at like 10:30. I do my shadow boxing, and then I'll spar that same like during that session. I'll spar striking or I'll spar MMA with striking, like with wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And then every evening, 6:45, jiu-jitsu. When it comes to conditioning, for us, this idea is skills first. Okay? We're not trying to be the best athlete. We're trying to be the best fighters in the world. So you do your skill work, you train the hard part, and then you do your conditioning after. And then when I have a fight camp, then I'll integrate my conditioning with my training at the same time. You know, there are guys who have that personality that they're just down to throw down. They're just down to fight. Me, I like the thinking man's part of it. I like the outskilling him, the whole Bruce Lee philosophical idea of fighting and dismantling a guy, the art of war. I like that, you know? How I got into UFC, I had won 6 straight fights, and I got them all by finish. You know, that's what the UFC and Sean Shelby and those guys, that's what they want the most. Having Frost as my brother helps me get noticed, but I also was cornering a lot of guys in the UFC. All the guys I coached always spoke up highly about me. Even GSP would drop my name and be like, Aimann's like the future of TriStar and blah, blah, blah. So my brother helped, but also my teammates that I helped get ready for fights, they also helped push my name out there as well. Yeah, if I didn't have Frost, I don't know if I'd make it as far as I did. Frost is the type of coach who's always learning. He never coasts on what he knows. Because he's always growing, the team is always growing. So it's nice to have a coach that's like that. And he's also super dedicated to my career. I don't think I'd ever have a coach be as dedicated to me as my own brother. And he's a huge reason of why I've reached the heights I have. So I'm happy that now with my success, I get to contribute to his success. You know, people always ask me, did you feel a lot of pressure that you had to make it because Frost is the coach? I felt a lot of that pressure early on in my career, but now I've come to the realization it doesn't even matter. As much as the coach gives you, you have to give back. You have to be there for the classes and be consistent in training all the time. But if you don't give your 100% and your coach gives 100%, you ain't making it. Well, I would say it's like a 50-50 partnership. We're at Ribbon Reef, great restaurant near the gym. You know, it's a nice little treat after a hard week of training. Come on Wednesdays maybe, or on Fridays. Come have a nice steak, break up the week. I eat usually, I have like these prep meals. I hire a company to do my meal prep, and I have my friend Luigi. He does my nutrition, so he calculates my macros. And I work my way down a couple of pounds of fat a week. I cut like 9, 10 pounds of water. So like all year when I'm not in camp, I'm sparring guys who are 45 and 55. So I can't be too small. Like if I walked around 150, I wouldn't be able to spar a guy like Nasrat Hakparast, you know? And I wouldn't be able to help like Arnold Allen because they're gonna be too muscular, too big and too strong. They'd bully me, they'd throw me around the room. So I do gain weight. And then when it comes time to get ready for a fight, let's say like when they call me 8 weeks out, 10 weeks out or whatever, then I start to put the weights, the heavy weights down, and I start to do more like conditioning, cardiovascular, weight loss. So I keep some of the gains of being big, but obviously you have to lose some muscle mass while you're losing fat. My daughters, they know what I do for sure, and we always watch the fight when I get back. And so far I've been winning, so it's been easy. My daughter Aliyah goes, she's like, oh, so daddy, a lot of people want to see you win, right? I'm like, well, this time around, like, you know, our family wants to see me win. My friends want to see me win. Some people from Quebec, some people from Canada. But the guy I'm fighting this time, people around the world love him. MMA, it's kind of like beneficial if you like you have a family because you have a lot of free time. So it kind of works. I'm actually super close with my daughters in that sense and super close with my wife. My wife, I know her since I'm 15. She's super supportive and she knows what I've been up to. She's also been supportive for my career before we had the kids, and she's super supportive now. Like I told you, like even this morning, she gave me an extra half hour of sleep, which really pays off on a sparring day.
We're gonna call. I have to do my call with my guy at 3.
When things need to be done in camp, my wife and kids know there is no messing around. Like they know the heightened sense of urgency in camp versus when we're not in camp. Like when we're not in camp, I'm more fun. We could do more things. But when we're in camp, they know that like, okay, we're all in this together. So like if I tell you, no, we're not going out or we're not going to do these fun things on the weekend or we got to miss this party or we got to make a sacrifice here and there, they've gotten used to that, you know? But I spoil them when we win.
I did want to keep fighting.
You have to have the fire to want to be the best. So I had that desire when I first got in the UFC. You know, I came into the UFC with a lot of hype too, and even on my 2-fight losing streak, I kept that burning fire. Even when everyone counted me out, that's what kept me going. I know in the cage you fight alone, but you'll never make it to the UFC at the #1 spot, fight for the belt alone. It takes an ecosystem. It takes my friends, it takes my family, it takes my brother, it takes all these people who are behind me to devote time that you can't pay them with dollars the amount of value they give you in your life. I started reading a lot of different books on psychology to help me piece it together mentally. And one of the things I picked up was a mantra was, I love the fear. The fear will set me free. The only way to be courageous is to face the fear. And there's always going to be doubts. You have to still take your chance and shoot your shot. My confidence comes from competence. I know that I can do the moves. I am very capable. I can strike, I can wrestle, I can grapple. I'm a good problem solver in the fights. I have a lot of years of training experience with a huge variety of guys. So I've seen a lot of the different styles throughout my career. So I build my confidence on my repertoire, what I can do, and knowing that I prepare physically, mentally, and emotionally to be able to withstand whatever onslaught my opponent's gonna bring fight day. You know, so like now I'm fighting one of the greatest fighters of all time, Jose Aldo. And one thing that makes me believe that I can beat him is that I've paid my dues. Like I've done everything right, and I feel like I'm capable and I have the tool set and the ability to apply what needs to be done to beat Aldo on that night.